Hi everybody. My name is Jerry Wise, and I'm the founder of Jerry Wise Relationship Systems. I hope you'll go to my website of that name and check out the things that are on my website. I hope you'll join this YouTube channel also, and also click and join and become one of the members on this YouTube channel. It's very inexpensive. It helps support the work that I'm trying to do. It helps provide more free videos for you. Click the bell also if you want to be notified of each new video that comes up. I've been a life and relationship coach for many years. I was a former social worker, therapist, marriage and family therapist, pastoral counselor, pastor, and have spent years helping people and trying to help people to achieve a sense of self-differentiation using a Bowen family systems theory approach, which is a very deep well to draw from. And I would recommend you doing some research or reading in that area. One of the great books is Jenny Brown's Growing Yourself Up, is based on a family systems perspective. I think you would like that book. And especially for the audience that I'm going to be talking to today, in which this video is entitled, The Golden Child, the Golden Victim. The golden child is the role some are assigned in a dysfunctional family to provide the distraction from the family pain, the family dysfunction, the family worthlessness feelings. The golden child makes the family look normal without the problems. The golden child is the MVP of the family, the most valuable player. The golden child is the conforming one, the over-responsible one, the self-sufficient one. Often they are perfectionistic, and they must be perfectionistic to stay in their role as a golden child. They're the overachiever. They look good on the outside. They achieve the family definition of success. They can do no wrong. Goodness is projected onto them. Misdemeanors are glossed over or ignored. They get the car, the clothes, the schooling, the inheritance, the gifts, the special treatment from the family and from the parents. And of course, this leads to more dysfunction in the family. Dysfunction leads to more dysfunction. And so now what happens when we have this golden child is we now have created sibling rivalry. Many siblings despise the golden child, but it is a false rivalry. It's a rivalry set up by the family dysfunction and often is not real at all. And I've seen many siblings that I've worked with where the scapegoat and the golden child ally become closer and break the rivalry that has been engineered by the family emotional field and becoming friends. And the golden child begins to shed their role. The scapegoat begins to shed their role. And then they find, we could have gotten along just fine. And probably would have if we had not have had the roles that were projected onto us. The golden child have few boundaries and lack a true self-identity. For the golden child, it can be harder to see or gain insight or recover than I think even for the scapegoat. The scapegoat is in pain, and the scapegoat sees often the problems in the family. The golden child is engineered, programmed, and enmeshed to not see the problems in the family, or to gloss them over, or to make them be better than they were. And again, their perspective is clouded by this good and favored status. And sometimes that can be harder to break and harder to maybe hit bottom. And we're going to talk about a hit bottom for the golden child here soon. And lastly, the golden child, sadly, can actually become narcissistic and become a narcissist. Not all golden children are narcissists. Many are not. I would say a small portion become true narcissists. That role is a very powerful role, and will sometimes, I think there are some who will misdiagnose that as narcissism. But there's a difference between the neurotic role of golden child and the personality disorder that a golden child has. Those are two different perspectives and two different causes for behavior. One can think they're special because they've been projected as being special, but don't feel special deep down. The other, the narcissistic golden child, believes they truly are special. And it's not a projected role. This is actually who I am. And I want everyone to value that. What I'm going to be talking about today is the role of golden child, not the narcissistic traits or narcissistic personality golden child. The golden child receives special treatment, but he or she lacks the unconditional love or detached love that produces a healthy adult. The golden child is similar to the scapegoat in that they receive the projected and hoped for success, value, achievement, and wonderfulness that they lack. The scapegoat gets the family badness and the golden child gets the family goodness. Both are false. Both are not real. They are projected onto them. They are roles. These roles or mantles, I call them mantles, something you wear, are always problematic and cause problems in adulthood, in careers, in relationships, in intimacy, friendships, spiritual and financial problems. For example, let's say financial problems. The scapegoat may underfunction and lack in financial resources. And this causes great pain for the scapegoat because they have to live in an underfunctioning role and thus will be in poverty or barely making it or having a hard time making it. The golden child may have lots of money, lots of success, great career, but tries to find happiness in it. And that is very painful. It is also a false mission. It is a myth that we can find happiness in those things. So that also creates, and they feel they need to make more, do more, have a greater career, go up higher. And if they do that, they'll be happy. That's very painful and dysfunctional as well, because you're searching for a happiness in that it doesn't exist. And it's a false mission or pilgrimage. Roles or mantles always restrict our ability to be our true selves. Often golden children live their lives never feeling they have done enough, succeeded enough, gotten love enough, nor loved themselves enough. Because like their scapegoat counterpart, their view of themselves is external, not internal. It's imposed, not authentic or chosen. Now again, the narcissist, it's not imposed. It becomes their personality for the narcissist. But for the good old neurotic golden child, it's an imposed role or view of themselves, which they themselves have not chosen. It's been ascribed to them. The golden child lives externally to be good. Often the scapegoat is given up trying to be good. The golden child lives externally to be good, better, bring goodness, success, or positive regard to the family. And again, you see how it's very de-selfing, because I'm doing it all for these. I want this family to look good. I want this. It's not about them. It's about others. They overvalue their position of the family in one's life. They overvalue the position of the family in one's life. They overvalue the family. Often they will try to convince others, convince siblings of the goodness of the family, or the goodness of the parents, or the goodness of their childhood experience. Oh my, you had a wonderful childhood, Mary. Mary's the scapegoat. Betty is the golden child. We had great parents. We couldn't have had a happier family. And Mary's going, what family did you grow up in? And again, the golden child wants to convince them of that goodness. The family is good. The family is great. It's not dysfunctional, because they live in the denial of their role, and they live in the denial of the family. The golden child role is a false system-projected persona. If you happen to be a golden child, and I think there are many who are out there, also I want to say there are many roles can change over time. Golden children can become scapegoats. Occasionally a scapegoat can become a golden child for a while. So roles there can be some fluidity in them. I've experienced that myself. If you happen to be a golden child, recovery will take work in these areas. We probably will need to begin to hit bottom. At some point, we will hit bottom. When we hit bottom, embrace the breakdown when it happens. When the role starts to shatter, when the reality starts to shatter, when you start to see the family truly as it was, that's a very big breakdown a golden child can have. Embrace it. It's the beginning of true self and true life and true love. Second of all, we'll have to work on perfectionism. The either or, it's either bad or good. Well, maybe it's just good enough. Maybe it's just mediocre, and that's good enough. I remember in one of my master's programs, I had such difficulty finishing the thesis because I couldn't make it perfect enough. I couldn't make it good enough. And my Bowen Family Systems supervisor said, Jerry, just do a mediocre thesis, and then you'll graduate. And I hadn't thought about that why don't I just do one that was good enough? And then interestingly, I had a number of people who researched my thesis because it had a certain history about an event they found it very profound because they had not found that history anywhere, and they found it in my thesis. Totally unexpected. I thought they would be interested in some other part. So you never know what's going to happen. It's okay to be mediocre and still be loved and still be happy. The golden child doesn't know that until they have their breakdown. Overfunctioning is another thing golden children will have to work on. Overfunction, comply, overfunction, comply, see the good, help others see the good. That's the consistent mission of the golden child. The golden child will also will need to work on a real self versus a role self. We have lived in that role a good part of our lives. We don't know what a real self is. Just like a scapegoat doesn't know what a real self is. A mascot doesn't know what a real self is. The role of lost child doesn't know what a real self is. The role of enabler doesn't know what who the real self is. No one in the family knows what a real self is. The golden child will need to increase tolerance for others' feelings of disappointment. That's a tough one. Can I endure the disappointment of others when I don't live up to their expectations? Can I let them feel their feelings without me fixing, changing, perfecting them or it or the situation? Can I raise my tolerance for their disappointment? That's really tough for the golden child. The golden child will need to work on seeing that over positive attention is as unhealthy as over negative attention. The golden child lives in a golden and beautiful cage. The scapegoat lives in a dirty and ugly cage, but they both live in cages. The golden child will work and need to work to recover, learning how to not conform, and also even learn how to create some harmless trouble. I teach people how to cause trouble. I don't wish to teach anyone to hurt someone, but we're playing with the system's feelings, not playing with them in a trying to hurt somebody way, but we're using the system's feelings to grow ourselves and to self-differentiate. And here's an example of creating some trouble, because the golden child never creates trouble. The scapegoat always creates trouble. So I try to help the scapegoat be truly good in their own self, and the golden child be somewhat bad, but not in a moral way, not in a hurtful way. For example, a golden child task in recovery might be, okay, I want you to create some trouble. What would be some harmless trouble that you could create with your family? Not go to a family event. Oh, okay, because you would always be there, you would always show up, and you'd always arrive. So just by you choosing not once will create some trouble, but it's harmless because it doesn't have to hurt anyone, doesn't have to. Now, I assure you, there will be some who will feel hurt, but that's not you causing it. Because the family will feel hurt. Oh, why didn't you come to our dinner? You've always come to our dinner. You must always come to our dinner. What's wrong with you? Our family is missing its goodness, so to speak. And that's actually why the hurt comes up, because it is to pull you to resolve my hurt, and you show up the next time or even this time. The golden child is not making them feel hurt. It is harmless because they could feel confused versus hurt. A healthier family would feel confused rather than hurt. A more immature family, non-self-differentiated family, would feel hurt or need to shame the golden child or guilt the golden child. But a healthier family would go, I'm not sure I understand that. I mean, Jerry has a right not to come, but I'm not sure I understand. That's a healthier family. And then even a healthier family yet would say, Jerry, you don't have to come to any event if you don't want to. That's up to you. I missed you very much. I love you. That's a higher tier family health. Because they could feel confused rather than hurt, but choose to feel hurt in an unconscious way to pressure you to conform. But remember, you are not making them feel hurt. Hurt is a part of the family system's feelings. And I want to do a video on not reacting to systems feelings in others. Don't react to systems feelings, but react to true self feelings. The system's feelings of hurt, shame, guilt, abandonment. Many of those are systems feelings, and we react to them when actually they're false feelings. They're not real. They're not what's really happening. I want to read something very quickly from the Golden Child Syndrome from the School of Life website. There's no author attributed, so I can't share that with you, but I wanted to share their website. If I ever share something from other sources, I like to give them credit. The golden child may wind up mentally unwell, and not so much because we were ignored or maltreated, but because we were loved with a distinctive and troubling overintensity. because we were praised for capacities that we did not possess and could not identify with, and because we were asked with apparent kindness, but underlying unwitting manipulation, to shoulder the hopes and longings of the carers rather than our own deep selves. The golden child, deeply down, is looking to be accepted and loved for who he or she is. The golden child, over time, destined for a moment of breakdown, when the hopes invested in it fail to be realized, the golden child is freed to enjoy a momentous truth when we have this breakdown, that a life does not need to be golden in order to be valuable, that we can live in baser metal forms, in pewter or iron, and still be worthy of love and adequate self-esteem. I want to thank you for joining me today. If you'd like help as a golden child, me or one of my associates would be happy to be of help to you and work with you one-on-one. You can contact me at my website. Please join this YouTube channel. We want to provide more videos and more free videos for folks. If you can donate to my website, or you can write to me if you'd like to do that. If you'd like to have a video produced on a topic that you would like and you'd like to donate, and I could make a video for you. I certainly hope you've been helped by today's message. By today's work, I want to thank you for joining me today and spending your time with me. Have a great day and be wise.